Microsoft announces they won't support Office 365 apps on Windows 10. D-Wave achieves a quantum computing milestone. TikTok prepares to shut down in the US this Sunday, and a group of Canadians launch a bold initiative to help secure the country's economic future. Welcome to #Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. Microsoft will officially end support for Microsoft 365 apps on Windows 10 starting October 14th, 2025. The apps will still function, but users could face reliability issues over time. This announcement aligns with Microsoft's broad strategy to transition users to Windows 11. But despite high-pressure efforts, including this latest announcement, adoption continues to be slow. The site StatsCounter still reports that 63% of Windows users are still running Windows 10. One major hurdle is Windows 11's strict hardware requirements, including TPM 2.0, which renders many old PCs incompatible. Microsoft is refusing to back down on this, claiming that it is essential for security. At CES 2025, Microsoft's Yusuf Mehdi stated, "We believe that one of the most important pieces of technology people will refresh in 2025 is their Windows 10 PC, moving forward with Windows 11. For users unwilling or unable to upgrade, Microsoft offers extended security updates at an added cost of $30 a year for consumers, with the price rising each additional year. These updates may buy time, but it's clear the push to upgrade will continue. Canadian quantum computing firm D-Wave has achieved a major milestone, selling the world's first commercial quantum computer. Now, if you're puzzled at how you could hear recent announcements that quantum computing was decades away, and yet this company is selling a commercial computer, the answer lies in the different approach that D-Wave has taken. Their system uses what's called quantum annealing, a technology D-Wave has championed that doesn't require the massive infrastructure of classical quantum processors, which use what is called a gate-based approach. D-Wave's annealing method is not only operational, but it is powerful in dealing with optimization problems in the real world, like supply chain management and scheduling. So unlike gate-based quantum computing, which remains experimental, quantum annealing is already delivering practical results. CEO Alan Barrett said, "This sale demonstrates the near-term usefulness of quantum systems in solving real-world problems." The buyer remains undisclosed. In addition, D-Wave has launched a partnership with Carasoft Technology, which has deep contacts with the U.S. government, which could lead D-Wave to be considered in applications for defense, logistics, and even cybersecurity. Meanwhile, NVIDIA, whose CEO Jensen Huang cautioned that widespread adoption of quantum computing might be 2 decades away, is investing heavily in quantum computing. The sector is gaining momentum, with companies like Microsoft committing to make businesses quantum ready by 2025. D-Wave's sale marks a turning point as quantum computing transitions from research to practical solutions. TikTok is planning to shut down its app for U.S. users this Sunday, January 19th, in response to a U.S. federal ban. The app, which boasts 170 million U.S. users, will direct people to save their data before it goes offline. Signed into law last year, the ban cites concerns that TikTok's Chinese ownership could compromise user privacy and even U.S. security. ByteDance, TikTok's parent company, has been ordered to divest its U.S. operations to continue running the app domestically. And while TikTok is in jeopardy, alternative apps are gaining traction. 2 other Chinese apps, Jingshongchu and Lemon8, another ByteDance product, have surged in popularity and are being downloaded and used by those in the U.S. At least one of these apps requires adherence to the Chinese constitution, and early videos are surfacing which are done by Americans that seem distinctly pro-China and often critical of the U.S. While it's still early, it might appear that the U.S. legislation could backfire and drive users to apps that are even more strictly controlled by the Chinese Communist government. TikTok is appealing to the Supreme Court to overturn the ban, but with no decision expected before Sunday, millions of users are scrambling to adapt. And a group of Canadian innovators are taking a bold action to protect the country's economic future. The Council of Canadian Innovators has launched the Canadian Shield Institute, supported by an initial $10 million donation from Jim Balsillie. Many will remember Balsillie as one of the founders of BlackBerry. He remains an active entrepreneur and investor, but also devotes himself to advancing Canadian innovation and to helping secure Canada's economic future. The new institute aims to tackle challenges like economic sovereignty, national security, and innovation in critical sectors such as technology, energy, and even housing. Benjamin Bergen, president of the CCI, called the institute a response to growing economic pressures, particularly from the U.S. He said, "We need bold, forward-thinking solutions to safeguard Canada's prosperity. The Institute plans to host events, conduct research, and provide policy recommendations to help Canada assert leadership on the global stage." As Canada faces increasing economic threats, this initiative signals that some Canadians aren't going to sit idly by. Instead, the Institute represents a proactive step towards resilience and innovation, ensuring Canada's long-term prosperity, security, and sovereignty. And that's our show for today. Remember, this weekend we have an exclusive interview with Jim Balsillie and a frank discussion of Canada's current economic issues, how they came about, and what we need to do to address them. For fans of our AI-related show Project Synapse, you can find this week's show on YouTube. Just search for Tech News Day, or there will be a link in the show notes at technewsday.ca or .com. Take your pick. You can reach me at editorial@technewsday.ca. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a fabulous Friday.